Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. It's Rob and Sandra from My Wife the Dietitian, and this is Nutrition Nuggets.
It sure is. And this is actually a nugget. This is a question from a listener about a nugget of information.
Okay.
Is Nutella nugget? Get it? Haha.
Oh, I see where you're going with this now.
Okay.
Oh, I wondered. Yeah. Okay, carry on.
Okay. Is Nutella a good alternative to peanut butter?
Oh, interesting.
Is it a nut butter?
Okay. Because it's made with
Hazelnuts.
hazelnuts. Right. Okay. Well, yeah, fair enough. But it seems like chocolate icing, but I guess we'll get into that.
It sure does.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've never thought of Nutella as being a nut butter, even though it's made with hazelnuts.
Yeah. No, I know. I think a lot of people do use it. I know a lot of kids like it.
Oh, for sure. I can see why.
It's like chocolate icing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how I use it. Actually, if I want to just like spruce something up and have a little desserty flavor, I'll put a little bit of that on top.
Right.
We don't often have, I think like our daughter moved home for the summer and it came with her. Like we don't actually buy Nutella.
I have the container in my hand here.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, since it's in the cupboard, I use it from time to time.
Yeah. I mean, it does have I like the flavor, but it certainly is sweet.
It tastes like those Ferrero Rocher chocolate things, which are also probably hazelnut based. They have that kind of nutty flavor.
Well, hazelnuts by themselves are really healthy. It's great. They're another nut to use.
I think there's a hazelnut tree on our property, or there was, or our neighbors have one or something.
Yeah, I think, I don't think it's still alive.
No, I don't think so either. Nor have we got any nuts from any tree ever.
Well, there's a walnut tree next door.
I know, and it's loaded, but I think that's a lot more work than like picking an apple and eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hazelnuts actually came from Europe and Asia, especially Italy, Spain, France, and Turkey. Oh,
it's like a Mediterranean nut.
But now also in Pacific Northwest, like Oregon and Washington, and definitely Vancouver Island here.
Oh, wow.
Because we have them.
They grow well here, I guess.
Yeah, they do. I used to collect them. There used to be a couple trees and on like public property, and I used to collect the nuts in the fall. It's kind of like August.
You're like a squirrel.
I still have some in the cupboard.
Well, what did you do with them? What do you mean? Like to eat them or
Yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly. To eat them.
But how did you process them? Don't you have to dry them or bake them or something to dry them out, and then you crack them open and... Yeah,
they dry.
Yeah.
You don't eat them right away.
You can grind them down into Nutella.
No, that's not. No, you have to just let them dry, and then you can get the bitter skin off and crack them and eat them.
Yeah, it's probably the healthier way to get your hazelnuts.
Yeah. Yeah, they're about grape-size nuts.
Yeah, they're kind of small, right?
And they're actually really good for BPH, which is benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is a condition that lots of men over 40 have, and they end up having to get up to go to the washroom quite often. Nocturnal urination, it's called. Pee quite frequently. And there's a plant sterol called beta-sitosterol that's in hazelnuts. And hazelnuts have a good amount of those, and that can help with that symptom of
with your nocturnal urination.
Exactly.
I didn't want to say nocturnal emissions because that's different. It's more like the teenage boys. So it helps prevent that?
It helps reduce the symptoms.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And also because it's a nut that has a good amount of fiber and potassium and folate, vitamin E, a fat-soluble vitamin, magnesium, selenium, zinc, manganese. It's good for blood pressure, to help prevent heart disease, and good for blood sugar control and reduce cholesterol.
Well, there you go.
So, and we've talked about nuts and seeds previously, but a handful of nuts twice a week or daily is a really good option instead of pretzels or chips or other junky foods for snacks. So
yeah,
nuts are a great
it's my
alternative.
go-to for sure.
Yeah, but this listener has a question about Nutella, and Nutella is a whole different can of nuts.
Mm-hmm. Are there nuts in it?
Well, that's a good question. Looking at the ingredients here. So first ingredient in the Nutella is sugar.
Go figure.
The first ingredient.
First ingredient.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a whole tub of sugar to start with, and then we're going to add, what are we going to add to it?
So the next ingredient is modified palm oil.
Oh, we're going to add some palm oil to stir it up and make it all gooey.
Third ingredient is hazelnuts.
Hey, they're going to throw some hazelnuts in it for a little bit of flavor.
Yeah. And then fourth ingredient, skim milk powder, cocoa, soy, lecithin.
Wow.
So
yeah,
the
your
emulsifier that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
So mostly sugar and oil.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of similar to cream cheese in terms of like, I know there's people that use cream cheese as their protein. Say they put, cream cheese on their bagel or on their toast, and they think they're getting some protein there.
Oh, right.
Well, same with Nutella. There's hardly any protein. It's more just a sugar, fatty spread.
It'd be interesting to compare that to the little chocolate icing tin that you can buy.
Yeah.
You just open the icing and spread it on.
Oh, we should have done that.
Yeah, I bet the icing's healthier than this is.
I don't know about healthier.
Well, neither one of them's healthy, but I just mean I bet it's, as far as the sugar content and do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing really.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hazelnut flavoring almost because it's a third ingredient.
Yeah.
So it's 1 gram of protein per tablespoon. So if you're using a tablespoon, and which I think most people would probably use more than 1 tablespoon at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And guess how many cubes of sugar in 1 tablespoon?
1 tablespoon has like 2 cubes of sugar.
Almost 3.
3 cubes of sugar.
Yeah, 11 grams of added sugar in the Nutella.
That's almost the
per
whole
tablespoon.
That's almost the whole tablespoon. It's just all sugar.
Oh, yeah. Well, the number 1 ingredient is sugar.
Wow.
So that's a good way to think of it is like, okay, there's 3 sugar cubes in this 1 tablespoon of Nutella.
Holy moly.
So that is a lot. And if we're looking at trying to reduce your added sugar load, it's probably better not to have Nutella as one of your nut butters. It's more like icing.
Mm-hmm. That's how I use it. I'll make instead of making peanut butter and jam, I'll make peanut butter and then I'll put a little bit of Nutella on it for that kind of chocolate peanate butter.
Yeah.
And you don't need
sweet.
much. You just add a little spread on that and it gives you the sweetness and the creaminess and the chocolatey.
It's definitely delicious.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
I have to say, I love it. Like, I love the taste. It's very delicious. And I mean, life is about more than just nutrition. So if you do use this, use it in moderation, not as a regular staple.
Just know what you're getting when you're eating it. Because some people, like with peanut butter, I'll open the jar and have a spoonful of peanut butter, which isn't a bad thing because peanut butter, and especially the one we buy, it's just peanuts. Like it's just like having a handful of peanuts. Whereas eating a spoonful of this is like having a spoonful of sugar. So it's a little different.
Yeah, true. And well, peanuts have more protein because they're actually a legume, but it's a very, they have a lot of protein compared to Nutella.
Right.
I think Tim Hortons, the donut coffee company in Canada here.
Oh, yeah.
They were doing a campaign of Nutella in their donuts and bagels, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyways, I mean, it is a favorite, people do love the taste of Nutella because it is so unique and chocolatey nut spread. You think it's a nut spread, but
I've always thought that too. I've never really questioned its because it's made with hazelnuts. You sort of assume that it's healthy or healthier than it is.
I know, and that's actually most people that I talk to when I ask if they eat, like what kind of nuts. We go over all the different types of nuts, and when I say hazelnuts, they say, "Oh, Nutella. I eat Nutella." And it's like, okay, good to know, but it's actually not like, I mean, there's...
It's like saying Cheese Whiz is your cheese serving.
Right. It's kind of the
equivalent.
It's, flavored with hazelnuts. But, the other thing with nuts, why they're good for heart health is they have the amino acid arginine, and that...
It's good for your circulation, isn't it?
There you go. It helps your body to make nitric oxide.
Right.
Remember we talked about nitric oxide?
I remembered that,
which is good for your blood pressure and preventing heart disease. So, and it helps with reducing clots.
For sure.
Yeah. So those are really good reasons to eat more nuts. And also the folate, which helps reduce homocysteine, which is a risk factor for heart disease. So these are all good reasons to include nuts in your diet, but Nutella wouldn't be a serving of nuts.
No, it's a serving of icing.
I would say it's more like dessert.
It'll put a smile on your face, but exactly, it's dessert.
And if that's the only nut butter, and I'm putting in quotes nut butter because it's not really a nut butter, it's more just like a icing spread. If that's the only nut butter that your child or kids will eat.
Yeah, it's time to expand the horizons. See what else you can get into them.
Yeah. Or just, transition by, like you did with the peanut butter and hazelnut, like the Nutella, and kind of like getting them more into the other nut butters and seed butters.
Yeah. Or try peanut butter and salsa. That's always a winner.
Yeah, I think it's the sweet. People really like the sweet.
Oh, you can't. I mean, it's like icing. It's delicious.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it dangerous.
Well, I wouldn't say dangerous. It's just one of those.
Well, I mean, dangerous as an addictive, and it's like, this is so good, I want to keep eating it.
Oh, right.
Not like unhealthy.
So
dangerous.
Portion-wise, you're going to have more than a tablespoon.
Yeah.
And then, it just gets to be something that you can eat a lot of, and it's not so great. Great. Well, hopefully that answers the listener's question. Is Nutella a good alternative to peanut butter?
Yeah. Thanks for the question. We love hearing your questions. Feel free to email us if you have ideas for the show or questions you want to ask. We're more than happy to answer them and give you some insight on things that maybe you're wondering about. So you can email us at mywifetherd@gmail.com. You can check out the website too. There's lots of information there, lots of blog articles, lots of different links and that sort of thing. And that's mywifethedietitian.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Feel free to message us there or just give us a like. That's super helpful as well. And don't forget to rate and review the show. Also super helpful. People will read your reviews. They'll see what you've said about the show and sort of make a decision about whether or not they feel it's right for them. So that's kind of a win-win for everyone. And don't forget to share with your friends. That's another way you can help us and help your friend, is by sharing our show, to send them a link to a show that you like or to the whole show. So that is it for this week. We will be back next Monday with a full episode. So until then, have a fantastic week, everyone.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.